Hello, I'm John Singer, and today we're going to fold a narwhal. A narwhal is a kind of whale that lives in the Arctic Ocean, mostly underneath the ice, and has a very long tusk sticking out of the front of its head. So here we go. We're going to start with a sheet of paper, white side up, and valley fold the two diagonals, like so. I'm using a piece of a 10-inch kami for this demonstration. It works good out of a variety of sizes. Since it's a whale, you'll generally want to go larger because, you know, largeness is part of the characteristic of your subject. Once you've folded your diagonals, turn the paper over, and we're going to do some pre-creasing. This is more or less like a kite fold. You bring the edge to the center line and fold, but you're only going to fold up to this point here, and unfold, and then repeat the same on the opposite corner here. And this gives you, again, only folding up to this point here. This gives you a V inscribed in one end of your model. Now what you're going to do is bring this corner to this fold right here and valley fold across the way. Then take this white flap and rabbit ear it. You'll notice that the top of the rabbit ear comes to the center of the paper. Then you're going to fold the opposite corner to, well, you have to unfold this temporarily to find that landmark again. Fold this to that landmark and rabbit ear it the same way. Okay, like so. Now we're going to do some pre-creasing on the right end. This is the tail end of the model. So again, just a little bit of a kite fold. This doesn't have to go all the way to the corner, but this edge to the center line and crease right in there. Unfold and repeat on the other side. Okay then. Next we're going to slide up this flap towards the landmark we just made, and this exposes a layer of white paper like so, and then when you bring it forward you flatten, and you can see how that pushes the base of the rabbit ear forward a little bit too. So repeat that on the other side. Like so. I'm going to take this triangle flap in the corner and fold it underneath using a simple mountain fold. Then we're going to fold and unfold a mountain fold, and the landmark is the corner of the two white triangles where they come closest together to the center of the paper right there. Okay, now we're going to turn the model over and fold it in half like so. Okay. And next we're going to fold and unfold a layer back here, parallel to this white edge. Then we're going to fold and unfold a layer such that this previous fold we made that goes perpendicular lines up with the edge of the fold we just made, like so. Okay, and then unfold that and reverse fold. Like so. You might have noticed this is similar to the method in some other models for developing whale tails, and you know, that's not just a coincidence, it's no mere fluke. We're going to sink this point back here, like so. And then we're going to swivel fold these edges underneath. Long edge goes up underneath, and then when you get to the corner, you pull it inwards a little bit and flatten, like so. Turn the model over and repeat. Okay, turn the model over again. Now we're going to create a landmark. Well, we have a landmark, which is this point, and we're going to fold it down to this edge. And we're going to give it a slight taper so it ends up in the back right about there. And then straight across. So in the front it ends up right about there. Okay. We're going to unfold that, and then we're going to open that up in the sink. And this is a straightforward open sink here. The only thing that makes it a little bit tricky is right here, that layer. Again, needs to sort of gusset in a little bit like it did before. Okay, so there you go. There's your sink. Now what we're going to do is take this point and slide it upwards. This is a new crease. You're not using the existing crease. You slide it up all the way like that as far as it will go. Make sure you have a nice point at the point. That'll be important later on. And then flatten it again like so. Okay, now what we're going to do is take this flap and fold it behind. So first mount and fold it right along the existing edge of the paper. Use that as your landmark, but then unfold it and actually sort of tuck it in. And you might want to finesse the point here again because you're going to want a nice sharp point in the end. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay, there we go. And then we have a flap back here that you can fold forward. Like so. Okay, the next step then is to take this flap here and we're going to fold that downwards. This is eventually going to be used to create the eye. For now, though, it's just a flap, and it comes about like that. This is to taste. You don't want to go further than this edge here, but you can go just about up to that edge. Okay, so now we're going to turn the model over and repeat those last few steps. Okay, continuing now, we've repeated those steps on the opposite side, and we're ready to continue. Next, we're going to fold the two fins of the tail forward, like so, and behind, like so. Then we're going to grab these two things together and swing them out back, and push in underneath. See how the paper just sort of slides, and then you want to flatten them such that the angle continues the line. That's the back part of the back of the animal. There we go. And they, for now, just stay down. We're going to take these front fins and we're going to swing them pointing backwards, and then we're not going to go as far as they can go. We're going to fall a little short of that, and this is to taste, to eye. I'm putting mine right about there. Repeat for the fin that's behind. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to crimp the head. It's more or less to eye. You want to find where this corner is and be a little to the right of it. And the angle is such that it's the white edge, the bottom edge, is perpendicular. It lies on itself as it passes that point. and then bring it forward again. Such that this blue triangle right there does not come forward of that point. So right about like that. Okay, so that was just a pleat. Now we're going to unfold that and crimp it for real in the inside reverse fold and then an outer reverse fold. And since there's a lot of layers here, you gotta be careful, but you know, it's always good advice. Okay, so there we go. Just flatten it so it looks flat and nice and neat. Next thing we're going to do is thin the tusk with a more or less a reverse fold. So you fold the bottom layer up, so the point is half as thick and twice as pointy, just like that. Okay, now turn the model over and repeat. And this gives you an opportunity to correct the tip if you need to. Okay, then we're going to fold a little reverse fold right here in the front corner of the front fin to sculpt it, just like that. There we go, and repeat behind. Okay, and we're going to take a layer of this white here and fold it underneath to lock in the front part. Now, some of the white still shows, but it's a smaller region, and it makes the head become a little narrower and pointier. That's good. And then optionally, you can thin the body a little more underneath by reversing a layer right here. This is not strictly necessary, especially if you're working on a smaller model, but on a bigger model it becomes, you know, the bigger the model, generally the more sculpting you want to do. So, plus that helps lock in the fin a little bit. All right, we're almost there. The last thing we're going to do is a tusk. So, more or less, just do a rabbit ear the whole way down, fold it in half like this to make it even skinnier still. And then when you get up to this point here where it joins the body, kind of pull it, and now it sort of goes upwards at an angle. And that's all right. And then what we're going to do is just roll it more or less like a screw to give you that narwhal spiral that's so often associated with this animal. And all I really do is just, as it gets to the end, it gets thinner and thinner and easier to do. And there you go, that's all you really do. And then once it's done, you kind of adjust it so the angle is something you like. If you find you got a pinchy spot, you can sort of work that out. And you know, if you're working out of a thicker paper, a Canson or a Tant or elephant hide or even a craft paper, you can always wet fold the tusk. All right, there we go. Now just a couple minor details to finish. So this flap here, I told you before, is going to become the eye. You can kind of open that up a little bit. You can see there's actually two flaps in there. And you can just kind of create a little impression of an eye like that. Turn it over and repeat. If you're working small, it can be hard to get your finger in there. I know, a lot of people like to use tools for small work, and of course you can. This is an opportunity for that. And then all we do is kind of pull the fins to give it a bit of a swimming posture. If you want, you can put a little dent in the back to kind of give it a posture, puff it up and make it 3D. And again, just keep an eye on your tusk. Okay, so there you go. There's your narwhal, mythical whale of the Arctic Ocean. Thank you very much.